How's it hanging? Indoors today. Storm Dennis is he's been a bit of a bastard, isn't he? So I'm not going out there fishing, not going out shooting, not going out there doing anything. I might go on a bank here later, but in the meantime I'm going to do some sharpening of the BFKs. Yeah. Funnily enough, all my knives are from Sweden. Okay, I've had them for years. A lot of them are discontinued now. Majority of them are Mora, but there's a couple of other brands there. And I'm going to sharpen my Mora 2000. Okay, today. Get that back razor sharp because it's not that sharp at the moment. Yeah, so we're going to sharpen that one up. Yeah, and get it back to a razor sharp edge. Yeah, and of course with knife sharpening, it's a fine art. Yeah, yeah, it takes a lot of practice, but I've been sharpening knives for years. But I've just got over to Japanese Whetstones, which is what I'm going to sharpen on today. Okay, so some of the knives I've got 3 Moras here. These are the latest ones. There's others that have been discontinued. Okay, this one is a Mora Robust. It's carbon. Yeah, and it's got a big, thick blade on it. Okay, that needs sharpening. I've got a Mora Pro C. C meaning it's carbon. Again, that's one of the latest models. And a Mora Pro S, which means it's stainless. Yeah, that one's just got a bit of paracord wrapped around the handle. And I also have a little girly hairband on there, stops it falling out. Okay, put that on all of them when you're out in a Bondo in the Hulu. Yeah, some other ones I've got, again made in Sweden, but it's just an hobby knife. That's made by Hardhead or somebody. Yeah, that needs sharpening. Some discontinued ones. Yeah, it says Lunar on there. I think that's a Craftsman 546, but again, that's a discontinued old one. Yeah, I had that when I was in Sweden. Just another one I use in the old man cave. It's Mora, it's Frost's carbon. Yeah, or Kolstad, which is Swedish for carbon. Yeah, again, that's an hollow handle, that one. Yeah, just another old school one. And then I got a Hultafors, which is again, it's another Swedish brand, but again, that's just that just hangs around the man caves. Okay, this is the one I usually take out fishing, camping, walking, hiking, shooting. Yeah, along with the other Moras. Okay, so let's have a look at the sharpening kit. Happy days, be back in 2 shakes of a donkey's penis. Right, as I say, I'm using Japanese Whetstones. I've got 4 here. Yeah, they're soaking because the Whetstones, you've got to soak them prior to use. Okay, yeah, they've been in there for about 20 minutes, half an hour now. That's the King Deluxe. That's an 800 grit. That's what we start with, especially on this knife because it's pretty dull. 1000 grit. That's for sharpening. 1200. That's for sharpening. And then I've got basically a combo one. That's 1000 grit. That's a 6000 grit for polishing it up later on. Then got a leather strop for polishing it right at the end. So it's a leather on a piece of wood and some Smurf poo honing compound. More on that later. Happy days. So I'm going to start off with the 800 grit, and I'm going to get that blade or the bevel better than it is now. So again, it's not very sharp now, as you can see. So I'm going to do the Mora 2000, yeah, and get that back to razor sharp. Happy days. Right, what else I've got? This is American, this. It's just 2 little stones. These ones are used with oil, and Arkansas soft. And oh, is it? No, Arkansas. They don't pronounce it like that, do they? They pronounce it Arkansas. Arkansas soft, Arkansas hard. On a little bit of wood glued on. They're only small little ones. Yeah. And some holding oil. I'm not going to use that today. I'm going to use the Japanese Whetstones. Right. Okie dokie. We'll get the 800 out, and we'll get that bevel back. Razor sharp. I've just spent 40 minutes sharpening the Mora 2000, and some of the files on the memory card have been corrupted when I tried to transfer it over to the laptop. So I've just sharpened that. And I've got to do it again, but not this one, because that's already sharp. So I've got two. Not it's an original sheath. Well, that needs doing as well. It's sharp, but it's not razor sharp. Yeah. So we'll have a go at that one now. Yeah, just go through the procedure, and then we'll see how sharp it is when I'm finished. Super. Bits of paper everywhere now. Right. So that's it as it stands. Again, Mora 2000. Just needs a bit of sharpening up. Right, so with this one, it's not too bad, but I'm going to give it another go. Start off with the 800 grit. So this one will take a lot of metal off very quickly, the 800, and then we'll move on to the 1000, then onto the 1200 grit. So again, Japanese Whetstones, yeah, you've got to soak them. Yeah, the longer the better basically. They've been in there probably about 40 minutes to an hour now. So what I'm going to try to get is trying to get a burr on one side, and the burr is where it folds over and you can feel it as you run your finger up. Okay, and then you take the burr off and then you start sharpening it. So again, start off with the 800 grit. Again, this is the way I do it. Lots of people do it in all different ways, but it's the same goal. Yeah, it's the same end result, a razor sharp knife, isn't it? It's just everybody has different techniques. Tell you what, I'll put my little light on. £6 from China. What you've got to get with knife sharpening is the correct angle, and you've got to keep it at that angle right the way throughout the sharpening process, because if you start changing the angle, your bevel starts going like that. You want it nice and straight to get that razor sharp edge. Yeah, you can feel that burn now. Yes, it's basically, it's folded the blade over a little bit, that's the burr. When you feel that, right the way along, you can turn it over and do the other side. Yeah, you can feel that now, right the way along that blade. That burr. Oh, apart from the tip. There it is now, so turn that over now, do the other side. That's just removing the burr now, it'll take it off and leave an edge. Keep it wet. Right, so that's the 800 done. Okay, just pause it now so it don't get corrupted, so I can get all different files rather than one big long one. Right, so next one is the 1000 grit. Yeah, again, I don't do that side, I don't want to rub the text off there, so I use the other side. And that basically sharpens it now. And then the 1200 after that, yeah, a finer finish, and then move on to the 6000 polishing stone. So again, the brown stuff is the actual stone itself, and then the black bits are the metal that's taking off the blade. Yeah, it's all about keeping the right angle, the same angle right the way throughout. Well, if I can find it, is a Naguda. It's a little stone with fine grit. I'm polishing it up, but there it is. Yeah, you can use it as a sharpener. You can also use it for just cleaning that up. Right, so that's the 1000 done. Next, 1200. So the 1200 again, even frying a grit. Yep. These grits range from, I think, 0 to about 30,000 grit. There are 30,000 ones which are polishing stones. I said, the one I've got, 6,000. Again, it's a polishing stone. We'll come on to that next. Yeah, it's getting there now. Again, there's loads of sharpening videos on Tinterweb, yeah, and everybody does it differently, and I'm certainly no sushi chef, master Japanese knife sharpener, that's for sure. Right, so that looks like it's okay. Then we'll move on to the 6000 grit, which is the polishing stone. So this is the 6000 grit. Again, this polishes it to a, it sharpens it, but it also polishes it to a mirror finish. That seems okay now. And the last bit is the leather strap. That's the rough side with the Smurf Poo, again honing compound. Just load that up. And then this is like the barbers back in the day where they used to hone their razors, yeah, like they did on the razor, and it polishes the edge. And that should be it. Razor sharp. There's all my pubes on there, and now I've got a bald arm. There we go. Let's hope this card didn't corrupt. Top Bomber, double thumbs up. Come and have a look at what you could have won. Can you not knock it? It's sharp, innit? There we go, kids. Knife sharpening, Japanese Whetstones. See you next time. Right, so a little bit about Mora, from what I know. I got very familiar with my Mora knives in Sweden because of course I lived there for 11 years. So Mora is a household name in Sweden because they are brilliant knives, and the budget knives basically. That over there, 12 quid. That's the Mora Robust. So Mora, yeah, where are they? Obviously it's a little town in Sweden, that's where they get the name from. That's where the factory is. And I think it's about northwest of Borlänge, yeah, in Sweden. So again, yeah, it's very well known and they're very good budget knives. I don't use anything else. I don't need to. Yeah, that's why I use them all the time. Yeah, so this is a Mora Robust. I've just sharpened it. It was pretty dull, so I've just sharpened it. But that's carbon, and it's a thick blade one. This, so this is a carbon steel one. I don't know if you can see that. Well, that's a carbon steel one, and it's got a thick blade on it. And what I've done, I've ground that down with a Dremel to make a 90-degree angle, so I can the ferro rods to get sparks. And that's not the sheath for that. That's the sheath for that. Again, they come in sheaths, yeah, plastic sheaths, because they are budget knives. Yeah, it's got a belt loop on it. And what they have in Sweden, they've got a little clip because all the workmen over there, they have pants on with a little button sewn to the side or fitted to the side, and the little button clips in there. Okay, you've probably seen them on my pants in other videos because them pants are from Sweden. And then you've got the little clip on the front, and basically what that is, yeah, this is the so you can have two that fit together. Again, you'll see a lot of workmen walking around in Sweden with them on, and they have two for different jobs. Yeah, so they fit together like that, and then that one fits on your pants. Okay. Yeah. Again, with this, you can get stainless, you can get carbon. There's all different ones. There's a bushcraft knife just come out, or it's been out a while. The Mora or Garberi as it's pronounced in Swedish. Yeah. And I think that's a top end knife, that, because it's got a full tang on it, which means that the blade goes all the way to the end, and that's metal that pokes out the back for smashing stuff and that, but it's a full tang. These aren't. I think, I don't know what they call them, but semi-tang, yeah, and then that's a moulded handle, and they're very comfortable. They're very comfortable, but for they're about a tenner. They're 12 quid. You can't go wrong for a Mora knife. Okay, they're brilliant knives, used them for years. Yeah, I've never had the need to change to another brand. Yeah, it's Swedish quality, can't knock them for the price. Yeah, so as you say, yeah, very good knife to have. So a little bit about Mora then, and how they why they're set up like that. Yeah, again, it's usually the workmen in Sweden. You'll see them all walking around with knives on the pants like that. But not down your local kebab house, because you've got to know the knife laws of whatever country that you're in. And in this country, UK, they are shit. Okay, but get to know the knife laws, or you can get yourself in bother. Tips, tricks, and you love spuds. Right, want some dinner. Right, might sharpen a couple of more. Doesn't half make a mess, like, yeah, shit everywhere. So, if you live with a woman, make sure she's out with your credit card. Yeah, shopping, because she'll go radio rental if she sees this lot. I say I've just done the robust. I've sharpened that while I've been messing about. You can get them razor sharp if you know what you're doing. If you don't, practice makes better. Happy days. What's they have? Some homemade bread. See you next time, kids. Tim 6 and Andy loves spuds.